Hello, and welcome back to Internet of Terms. This episode is called The Making of Sleeping Beauty. I'm Rory Ben Youssef of Samsung's Global Innovation Center in Tel Aviv, where we're looking to help as many high-tech communities, startups, and people succeed, while we're also interested in investing in software and services startups. If that interests you, please email me at royby@gmail.com. So, what do we want? To make the users happy, of course, but what do they want? A bunch of things. They want the data to be fresh, as soon as they want it, and they don't like waiting. Oh, and one last thing, they want you to pull it off without draining their battery. Easy, right? No? Well, don't worry. We're here to help. Let's start with the basics. A radio, which is the thing that connects your phone to the world, like with phone and internet. A baseline is a term that describes a state in which the radio is on but not working, so it uses almost no battery. Download is a state in which the radio is on full power since it's downloading, so the drain on your battery is at max. Idle is the interesting bit. The radio is not downloading, but it did not close the connection it opened yet in order to download, so it's doing nothing, but it still uses a lot of juice. That state can last up to 90 seconds depending on device and API level. So let's paint a picture, okay? Every time your app wants to access the internet, like when fetching data from your server, you're actually taking the radio off baseline mode to download mode. Since a socket is open, a connection to your server is created, and data is being downloaded. And after download is done, the radio goes to idle for anything between 10 and 90 seconds before it goes to baseline again. That sounds okay, right? But wait, there's more. You're forgetting you're not the only app on the device. So if you take the following scenario, where I started a day of meeting by placing my phone in my pocket at 8 o'clock and checking it again at 1:30. With this scenario, I lost 20% of my battery. Ridiculous, right? Well, I'm here just for that. Let's start by batching calls to reduce redundant idle time. You can do that with either the GCM Network Manager, although it only works on devices with Google Play services with newer versions. You can also use Job Scheduler, but that only works on apps targeting Lollipop and above. And if you're out of luck, you can still use the oldie but goodie sync adapter. Why out of luck? Because it's complex to correctly implement, but if you do not have another choice, it's far better than killing your user's battery. All of these tools will consolidate network calls into timely batches, which reduce the redundant idle time and saves a lot of battery. So, profit. Let's see an example. Remember my schedule from before? By batching, I managed to save 2 out of 10 calls, and trust me that this is a pessimistic example. Reports show up to 60% improvements for devices that only have batch-enabled apps installed. Step 2 on your way to becoming a good Android citizen is to use events. If the screen is off and the device is unplugged, reduce the number of polling cycles you run. And if you see the battery is low or the user, which is on a metered network, has reached a problematic level, stop polling altogether, as most users would like to have a phone that's working and no surplus charges than a sport result app. But use discretion. If your app's content is crucial to the users, continue. Let's see another example. We'll start after step 1. And now we managed to remove 2 more polling cycles since the device was unused, and app A prolonged their polling cycles to once every 2 hours. Nice, right? No, polling is a wasteful practice to begin with, as it is redundant. Instead of that, please consider implementing a staleness header as an easy win. It's still polling, but you'll save up on downloading stages. The best practice will include switching to a GCM-induced downward push, which means the server will tell you when the data needs updating when it changes. So no polling will occur whatsoever. And by doing this, will become this. Or even this if there was no change whatsoever. The last step involves Doze, a new feature introduced in Android Lollipop. It applies when the screen is off, the phone is resting on a desk, not in a pocket, meaning it's not moving, and it is not plugged in. In those cases, Doze will take over the network operation and reschedule all of them to a small amount of maintenance windows in between no connection timeframes, which are getting longer and longer as the device is left untouched. To comply, simply test while in Doze mode and when exiting it to see that you do not crash in any way and that you are able to resume operations gracefully. And if you have a crucial network-dependent deadline, use the new Alarm Manager function set allow while idle, and set exact allow while idle. But don't abuse them, or you'll get bumped off of Google Play. Now, as an example, here I present you with a new scenario in which I'm going to bed at 11 and wake up at 5:30, and apps A through E are on my phone. And this is what they would do if they were on a phone which was without Doze. Now check this out. This means I have far less risk by not plugging in the phone at night, and my data will still be fresh when I wake up. So, what's next? Nothing, we're done. Please join us next time for another installment of Internet of Terms. Please look at the description to find all the links and for all the post articles and repos that I used. Bye bye.